On that note, let's move on to our next startup talk. This is about a startup called NeoSapien. And to talk to us about this, we have the CMO of NeoSapien joining us. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Gandharv on the stage. Can we have a round of applause once again? Warm welcome to you, sir. Floor is all yours.
Just give me a minute while we set up. Uh, I'll probably start off anyways, right? So, very brief disclaimer. So, I think historically, if you look at every tech evolution, right, that brings a change of interface with it, right? We started with the command line in the 90s, right? And then sort of Windows came in, we started doing Windows, then, of course, phones came in, and then touchscreens came in, right? So, the way we've been interacting with technology has always changed with every wave of technology, right? And similarly, we expect, hey, now that the AI wave is here, we think that will change again, right? Because now suddenly voice becomes a very powerful interface, right? Even startup like Whisperflow are doing extremely well. So we strongly believe that voice is probably the next interface that will happen, right? And it's very natural. So before I get in, right, like I'll just tell you a very brief story about a customer of ours, right? So this customer is not like a typical techie customer that you know of. So he's actually he owns a bunch of retail shops, like ethnic wear shops in Bangalore. He has an office in Chickpet, right? Big, like he's a very successful business guy, but not like I said, you wouldn't expect him to do any coding, etc. He's a hardcore business guy that way. So we worked with him for a day, right? And he's a customer of ours, and so he typically has about 15, 20 meetings a day. He goes to each shop. They tell him, "Ki sir, ये कपड़ा खत्म हो गया है," and stuff like that. And then he says, "Okay, I will order this in this SKU. I'll order this many items." Then again, the shop manager might say, "We need another salesperson." He'll say, "Okay, I'll send this smart kit from Go Down." Right? So he has like 20, 15, 20 conversations every day where he takes decisions on the spot. Right? So he's always like solving problems in all his meetings. And every time he diligently takes notes in a notebook, right? To remember that, hey, I have to send this many SKUs to this shop, I have to send this Go Down guy to this shop, I have to send this document to the auditor, and so on, right? So, and he actually uses Perplexity for some stock and finance information, but otherwise, his use of AI is extremely low, right? Until our product came in, right? So, what is the role of something like AI for a person like this, right? And people like this are plenty in India, right? Like most business folks are very offline heavy. They have like so many conversations a day, right? Uh, and that is where we sort of launched Neo, right? So as you can see, what I'm wearing, this is NeoSapien. It's a personal AI assistant, right? Which is always on, is always listening. So what it does is that it listens to all my conversations, right? It automatically minutes them at all times, saying that, hey, you had a conversation with this person, and it also remembers all the promises and commitments I made, right? So at the end of the day, if I've had 8 meetings, it tells me that, hey, you've had 8 meetings. You promised to send this person a quotation. You promised to send this person an invoice, right? And so on. So it remembers and reminds me of all my tasks at the end of the day, right? It even proactively goes and sets up calendar meetings. If I tell you that, hey, let's meet tomorrow at 2 p.m., right? Then it also helps me set up the calendar automatically, right? So that is what we're building. We believe that an AI assistant is something that doesn't like if you look at ChatGPT, it requires you to go and ask it questions, right? But something like Neo, it's always there for you. It actually goes into the background, right? You don't even realize it helping you out, right? And that's how an ideal AI assistant should really be, right? So that's when we launched Neo last year. We launched on Shark Tank, and since then we've been selling all across India. We've gotten really good at Indic languages, right? Because all our customers they switch, like this customer I mentioned, he uses 5 languages in a day, right? Right from Hindi to Kannada to Tamil. I mean, and this person is not even from Karnataka, right? But he should listen to his Kannada. It's really fluent, right? So that's what we do at Neo. We build AI personal assistants, and we're already selling fairly well in India. This one, I think, in the interest of time, we also have been selling another product, which is called Neo OS, right? Which is our offering for B2 for businesses, right? So I'll explain. I mean, I'll sort of get to what we do there, right? Yeah. So for businesses, a lot of sales folks, right? Have been using our products as well. So we have a lot of sales folks who go around meeting customers. They make promises. They sort of pitch. They get objections, etc. Right. So I think what we realized is that initially we saw a couple of sales folks starting to use this device primarily for their own productivity. But what we soon started building was also real-time sales intelligence, right? So tomorrow, if a competitor of Fruity is offering better channel discounts, right? By the time the salesperson tells their manager, and by the time it comes to headquarters, it takes about 3 weeks, sometimes even 4 weeks, right? But today we can assemble all that insight real time, right? If you have like 20 sales folks meeting like 40 customers a day, by the end of the day, you'll get a report saying that, hey, these 40 customers complain that these are the competitive offers because of which they're not going to buy your product. These are the key objections. So you almost get instantaneous sales intelligence, right? Through our Neo device. So that's what we use Neo OS for. So we have a bunch of the devices that all the sales folks wear, right? And we have a desktop and a dashboard that sort of gets accessed by the management team, right? Who can see real-time insights on competition, on SOP and pitch adherence, objections from your customers, and so on, right? So that's sort of what we build for businesses, right? So yeah, I think I'll conclude the presentation with that. So today, NeoSapien, we have two offerings. One is that we sell very actively to consumers, where the device functions as the AI personal assistant, and then we have the Neo OS for B2B companies, which are especially sales, field sales heavy, right? So yeah, that's it. Thank you. And any questions, I'm happy to take them. We also have a startup booth, so please visit us at P3.
Yes, we will take a photograph to capture that. Thank you very much once again, sir, for talking to us.